Welcome, everyone, to famed Sanford Stadium between the hedges in Athens, Georgia, home to the Bulldogs and 90,000 of their closest friends. This is not a normal matchup. Two teams ranked in the top 10, colliding right here in the middle of the season, trying to make a strong statement. Big playoff implications. As we'll see the #1 team in the country, the LSU Tigers, taking on the 7th-ranked team in the land, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined here in the booth by Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk, let's get to the action on the field. Listen to the crowd energy here in the early going. This is a tough environment for visitors. First down, looking to throw the ball. That's the running back who makes the catch across the middle. They get him down, but the gain moves the ball up to the 36.
Well, it's a great completion here. Quarterback puts this ball on the money. And when you talk about LSU and you talk about the history, it's easy to bring up Joe Burrow in 2019, but Chris, you've been following this as long as I have. You know that when LSU is really dangerous, they get consistent play from the quarterback. It doesn't have to be Burrow, but just a guy that can be efficient, be a good leader, and complement the running game. And right now you're starting to see that from this team. Good completion. Now, can you do it consistently? Because if you...
Here's the throw deep downfield. Tried to go very deep there. Good effort. Now it's third down. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Looking to chuck it again. Quarterback finds an open target on the left side. He's not going to get the first down. It's fourth down.
Now, there's just nothing here for the quarterback to do other than throw it to his back and hope that he could get the yards after the catch, enough for the first down. But the defense gives some yards, but not enough for him to get to the sticks.
Running out of time in the pocket. He's got it, and that is enough for a first down. Brought down, but it's past the line to gain.
Just great execution here on this fourth down to keep this drive alive. And what I love is the accuracy from the quarterback and a good job by the receiver knowing where that route needed to be able to catch the ball and pick up the first down.
Here comes a handoff. That's a nice wrap up there by the junior.
You know, in that era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense has countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide.
It's pulled in, completion on a diving catch.
Chris, when that quarterback threw that football, I didn't think that play had much of a chance. How about the effort by this wide receiver to lay out and come up with that completion for positive yards?
On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Looking for his big tight end. Pass incomplete under heavy pressure. Just got it away.
It's pretty simple as a defensive coordinator. When the quarterback drops back to throw, if we get pressure on him, we got a chance to slow him down and win the football game. If we don't, could be a long afternoon. Good job here.
The sophomore able to get home with the sack.
Boy, what an incredible push by this defensive line. And if you're going to survive in the SEC, the teams that really separate themselves are the teams that have great defensive linemen, especially in the interior. And Georgia has had an incredible legacy over the years, and it's nice to see that this player right here is trying to live up.
Again, he's just trapped and sacked in the pocket.
Interesting call here by the defense in their dime set with 6 defensive backs. Instead of manning up and applying pressure on the receivers, they sit back, make it tougher on the quarterback, make him have to read their zone coverage. He gets confused and allows the defensive line to get to the quarterback.
They'll kick it away here. Ball rolls dead, and the coverage team downs it right there. The Bulldogs offense takes the field. The first chance we had to see them today. And here we go, Kirk. This matchup on the edge that's going to... Here's the first play of the drive. They start at the 28. They'll run it from the gun.
Wow, that's just big time.
Hold on here a second. The replay booth has signaled they want to take another look at this one. So after taking a closer look, the officials are going to overturn that previous ruling on the field. Offense getting set, second down play here. And now the handoff. They've got him, but not before making first down yards. They'll move the ball to the 41.
Chris, I know when we think about LSU, we go back to 2019, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, that dynamic offense. But at the end of the day, it's still LSU. It's still the SEC. And ground and pound is something they will never move away from. Great job here, and move the sticks.
That's a big gain, finally brought down near the 37.
Boy, a nice drag route here, and I thought the patience by the quarterback was the key. Puts it in front of his receiver, gives him a chance to make the catch, and picks up a little bonus. Nice yards after the catch.
LSU getting set with a 1st and 10 now. Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. Receiver makes the catch.
Defenses all around the country have got to do a better job of keeping an eye on these little guys from the slot. They can dismantle a defense with their speed and quickness in the open space.
And completion makes it 2nd and short. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. And he picks up the first down before they get him to the ground.
Sometimes I almost get mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, the eyes that carry their feet to the open space, making people miss. I just love watching those guys do work.
Really solid first down gain. He's just short of the marker, so maybe a chance here to take a downfield shot. Well, Kirk, it's Georgia on top so far. And at the end of the first quarter, let's check out the stats so far. Plenty of time for some plot twists here as we begin the second quarter. Offense getting set for a second down here to begin the quarter. They'll go with the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. That's a strong run. They finally tackle him down at the 4.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. That makes them block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
Well, it is tough to run the football inside this 5-yard line. Give all the credit to that defensive line, eating up those linemen, allowing the rest of the defense to fly to the football for that short loss.
Ball back at the 6 for a 2nd and goal off that loss. And the wideout goes in motion. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. And he'll get there. Touchdown, LSU.
That kind of play is almost impossible to defend. When the quarterback is throwing the ball with that kind of accuracy and timing, and the receiver runs a route like this, good luck trying to stop it. So maybe this is a great start for this combination of this quarterback and receiver.
And here comes that LSU offense back onto the field. They scored a touchdown on the last possession. Let's see if this defense has been able to come up with some adjustments and stop them this time. He finds his man. Breaks loose at the 40. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs. That's good timing there. Receiver makes the catch and then has some room to run.
Yeah, anytime you're going to run a route like this, you know who needs to get a lot of credit is the offensive line. Because this play takes some time for the receiver to work his way across the field on that drag route. And the quarterback that time had enough time to be able to navigate the coverage and make the accurate throw.
LSU has moved into the red zone. First down, looking to throw the football. Caught quickly. Brought down at the 7, but the completion moves him into scoring position.
That's a good job here staying ahead of the chains. Good pickup here on first down. The quarterback hits the safety valve that time, the big tight end. That'll bring up a second and manageable here for this offense.
He's got it near the end zone, and he scores. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals.
LSU, number 3, with the catch and score.
Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. They scored a touchdown in their last possession. Let's see if this defense can make adjustments and prevent that this time. Pass is caught. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
Quarterback looks downfield to make this throw. He wants to be able to get the ball to be able to pick up enough yards for a first down, but instead, he gets the ball at least underneath to the drag route and gets some positive yards.
They look to throw it here on 2nd down. Pass caught. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks. More than enough for a first down.
The key on a drag route is to put the ball out in front of the wide receiver to give him a chance to do what he just did. Pick up some valuable yards after the catch.
And looking to throw now on first down. Receiver makes the grab, and the defense swarms. Not much of a gain on that completion.
Love the timing here between the quarterback and his receiver. Pick up some positive yards, and I continue to be impressed with just the chemistry between these two.
Catch hauled in here over the middle. And look at the speed there. They finally bring him down, but it's a nice gain. That's a nice pickup there. They find some space in the zone and pick up the first down.
Yeah, really nice call here, Chris, to be able to pick up this first down on this drag route. The quarterback does a nice job of...
Got him. He's sacked. He brings the 2-minute warning here. Let's see if this offense can build on this big lead before halftime. Pass protection, a serious issue. Another sack makes it 2nd and long. And he'll loft it to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Tigers. So the offense clicking now, Kirk, building the lead, and this one could get out of hand.
Well, it's just complete domination. The offense is executing and doing their job, putting points on the board. The defense is shown up, prepared, ready to play. It just feels like this game's getting sideways in a hurry.
And that Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. So some of that first half lead is gone. This game has gotten tighter. There's some urgency now in this possession. Makes the catch. They stop the receiver, but that's a solid gain on that play.
You know, these kind of routes are always great for receivers who do a really good job of yards after the catch situations. And they're easy completions for the quarterback.
Offense getting set up. Here's 2nd down. From the shotgun, drops back. Quarterback escapes the pocket and takes off. Got him for a sack. A big play made by one of the senior leaders of this defense.
Well, let's face it, they dug themselves a hole in the first half, but I'll tell you what, they're coming out with a new look and a new energy here to start the second half.
Looking to pick up the first down through the air. This one's going to fall incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
Man, on your own side of the field, you're playing a risky game here. 3rd and short. Your goal should just be keep this drive alive the best way you can sometimes is just hand the ball off to your running back and have him get behind that offensive line and go to work. Curious to see.
There's a fastball, but it's intercepted. Tackle made on the return, but the takeaway sets up the offense at the 37 now. And here comes that LSU offense back onto the field. This offense trying to bounce back the last possession and then in a pick. Looks to his left and makes the completion.
Simple pitch and catch on the drag route. Quarterbacks love these routes because they're short throws, but those yards after the catch kind of pad your stats.
Quarterback looking to throw it on 2nd down. Here's the target, and it's complete. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down.
You know, we talked this week with the offensive coordinator about what makes this receiver so special. He kept referring to his route running. Here's an example of that. Great route, enough separation to give the quarterback a nice lane to throw the football.
Oh, can you believe it? He dropped the ball. Don't see that often from this excellent receiver. It's going to bring up second down. Now here comes the bunch formation. He's back to throw again on 2nd and 10. And he'll rifle this one deep to the right side. Touchdown, LSU. This offense really clicking.
That's what makes this guy so dangerous as a wide receiver. He can catch the ball underneath, shake and bake and go by you, or use his speed to get around you and make a big play like this for a touchdown.
Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. And the quarterback tucks it and takes off as a design run. Second down after that run on the previous play. And the quarterback looking to make a play through the air. From the pocket, delivers over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
He's brought down near the 16-yard line. And first down for the offense.
And they'll run it out of the shotgun. And the tackle is made on what's going to be the final play of this period. And as we take a break to flip into the field, let's take a quick look at the current national rankings.
29, Georgia, 12.
And now entering the final period of play, is there an epic comeback in store? We're going to find out. Here we go. First play of the quarter. Offense setting up for a second down play. Takes the handoff again. Looks like LSU has the first down.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to rely on that offensive line in the running game here to be able to secure a victory. Good call, and just keep working that clock.
That's an important first down on that running play. A pop pass on the jet sweep. They bring him down to the 32-yard line.
Boy, I'm a big fan of that jet sweep motion like that. It really forces a defense to stretch them out horizontally and can create some vertical seams for this offense. They got some positive yards, didn't quite get the first down, but I'll tell you what they've done. Planted a seed on this defense that they better defend this style of play moving forward.
Solid game, moves the ball to the 36.
Well, they didn't bust that for a big play, but it makes this third down coming up a little bit more manageable, and that certainly has a lot of value.
It's the wide receiver coming in motion now. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Looks like LSU has the first down.
A nice little simple touch pass here by the quarterback, getting the ball out to the receiver who's in motion. Look, that doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, and no offense is ever going to say no to moving the chains.
Keep it on the ground. There's the handoff. Solid gain, moves the ball to a 43.
You're starting to see this defense, I think, wear down now that we're in the fourth quarter. It's been a tough day for them, and the offense is taking advantage of it. A lot of positive plays. Good job at eating as much clock as they can here on this drive in the fourth quarter.
Quick throw, testing the middle. The defender gets a hand in there to break the pass up.
It is really tough on a quarterback when he thinks he's got a completion and an open man downfield. The ball's just about to get to his receiver. Then out of nowhere, the defensive back steps in front of it and knocks away. Nice job.
And he's brought down just short of the marker on that play. Good job by the defense to prevent the first down.
Brings up fourth down.
They've converted one of their 2 fourth down attempts so far. Looks like we're going to get a 3rd attempt right here. And the quarterback dropping back. But it's incomplete. So the ball placed right at midfield as the offense starts with a 1st and 10. And there's the handoff. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Here's the 2nd down play. They'll work the clock here with the running game. And he breaks the tackle on the way to a solid gain there.
Coaches told us in the pregame production meetings they love this balanced mixture of speed and power. We know about the speed, but he also showed the ability to break tackles on that run.
Offense needing to keep this drive alive. It's a 3rd down play. Looking to pick up the 1st down through the air. Trying to create outside the pocket now. That was exciting, but no one to throw to. Eventually goes down.
Listen, I'm not going to second guess from up here in the booth, but 3rd down and 1. Just get the 1st down, move the sticks, and keep the drive alive. That one backfired.
They're 1 for 3 so far on 4th down attempts. Can they convert here? Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. And it's intercepted. He stepped in front of that bullet. And that's a solid return after the interception.
What a play by the defense. Really, the only way they can get back into this game is to create a turnover. They get an interception, and they're in business.
And that Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. The last possession ended in an interception. Let's see if they continue to trust this quarterback in the passing game. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. It's a quick grab. They get him down, but not before he moves the football to the 32. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. How aggressive will they be on this 1st down play? Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. Here comes a 1st down pass attempt. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible.
Man-to-man coverage, you run the drag route. You'd prefer to get the ball downfield, but the matchup called for at least some positive yards underneath, and he makes a nice throw.
Looks like LSU has the 1st down. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. This line getting set up. It's a 1st down play. There's the snap, and he's looking to throw. And it's caught.
Chris, the more we watch these spread offenses attack in today's game, it's not just about the vertical shots with the taller receivers on the outside. Defenses are challenged even more by those smaller slot receivers and their quickness in space.
Ball carrier heads out of bounds, but the pickup is good enough to move the chains. 1st down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the 1st down, but he got it.
Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. Offense facing 2nd and goal. Handoff inside, looking for the touchdown. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Nice job by this defense on that 2nd down, so we now have 3rd down and goal. The offense could be thinking about 4-down situation. They need to put the ball into the end zone. They don't want to settle for a field goal here.
And they cut into this lead now on 3rd and goal. And the quarterback drops back looking for an open man. Incomplete. He was hit as he threw the ball. That's a big 3rd down defensive play.
Hey, it's an incompletion, but it's a nice job by the quarterback. I know it didn't pan out, but the most important thing is he didn't turn the football over and he didn't take a sack. It'll give your kicker a chance to put some points on the board if they opt for the field goal here on 4th down.
Kick is up and no good. And after the miss, they're still leading by 10.
Man, I thought he hit that pretty clean. Good hold by the holder. Everything looked to be the way you'd like as a kicker. He just misses it, and the ball trailed on him and ends up hitting the upright.
Well, this head coach told us we prepared well. We're ready. I'd be shocked if we didn't go out and play well. And he had a good read on his team. That's a big win.
This team was incredibly well prepared, and schematically, I liked a lot of the things they did to counter how the defense was attacking them. Sometimes games can be won and lost thanks to a good game plan, and we saw how it made a big difference today.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.